Hey everybody, Joe Finley here. Before we get started with the usual
miscast commentary
nonsense of our show, we wanted to do something a little serious. I am here with my beautiful wife, Carrie. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Thank you for asking. I'm very well. It's the first time she's asked all day. We are here for something special. Carrie is doing a very special fundraiser right now. She is running 100 miles over the summer for cancer research in the name of her cousin. And you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely do. So my cousin Sarah was diagnosed with lymphoma back in December, and I was going to dedicate one of my races to her this summer. However, with COVID happening, we weren't able to do that. So I've decided to take on the challenge of running 100 miles in 90 days to help raise awareness and funds for the Canadian Cancer Society.
All right, awesome. So you reached out to the Canadian Cancer Society, and what did they have to say?
I spoke with a wonderful woman who helped me get set up with a donation page, as well as links and everything to support that can be offered to friends and family of people who are going through cancer themselves.
Yeah, and both of us have a laundry list of people who have battled cancer, or we've lost to cancer, or any number of or knows somebody. You know, everybody knows someone or knows someone who knows someone. So yeah, no, this was a wonderful decision that you made, and you've reached out to a lot of people, and you've got a Facebook page and a Twitter account for it.
Yes, I do. So the Facebook page, if you look for 100 miles for Sarah, that's 100 miles for Sarah, Sarah with an H, or my Twitter handle is 100 miles for.
Awesome. So I encourage everybody to go and follow those things, like the Facebook page, follow on Facebook. She's posting as she's doing the runs. She's doing videos. She's posting to prove that she's actually doing the running. And if you go to the Facebook page, you can donate on there. If you click on the Learn More at the top, it'll take you to the donation page. Any little bit, just even if you donate $1, that's great. Anything is...
Every dollar absolutely helps. As well as if you go to the donation page, I have updated the information on there with a little bit more information about our story. It explains a little bit about where we come from, Joe as a family, and who we've had either battled this disease or lose their battle to the disease, as well as it tells you a little bit about my cousin Sarah and her story.
Absolutely. And just so you don't have to go digging, we will put the links to both things up on our blog so you can find it more easily. From there, we'll put the link to the Facebook, the Twitter, and the donation page on our blog. So please go check those things out. If you want to support, there's ways to support. We would love that. Check out the Canadian Cancer Society at cancer.ca as well. They're doing a lot of wonderful work there. So please just go check those things out. Carrie, I'm so proud of you for doing this. I'll say different things to your face when we're not recording, but I have to act a certain way when we're being recorded. So, I mean, that's it for that. Please go check it out. Please support the cause, support Carrie's cousin, support in the name of somebody you've lost or has battled or anything like that. And with that, we thank you, and on with the show.
Thank you.
You're listening to Miscast Commentary.
Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary, Coming Attractions episode. I'm Joe Finley.
And I'm Michael Winslow.
Todd's teasing something that has not happened yet,
And
but
I'm
it
Todd
will be.
Tebow, the Sailor Murray baby.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, now you're disappointed. You actually thought Michael Winslow was there.
No,
You're
he's
like,
not.
damn.
He's not, but if you do want to hear me with Michael Winslow, tune in next Wednesday, so the 17th. I guess not tune in, it's the internet. But check out Dueling Decades on the 17th of June. I am on there, and the special guest judge is Michael Winslow, so that was fun. I got to chat with him.
I can't wait to hear it. Actually,
it was a lot of fun. He was a really cool guy, and it was just a blast. We really enjoyed ourselves. Not a ton to talk about. Again, we're in a
nothing
world.
happened. The world's falling apart.
Yeah, and I mean, and don't get me wrong, that happened. That is a big thing that happened, and it's like, but we're trying to just talk about our thing. I don't know how much we can add to
the Black Lives Matter movement. I will say Black Lives Matter, but
They certainly do.
but
All of our listeners know that we're down. We're down with anything. I don't care. I'll fuck anything that moves.
Right.
I don't give a shit.
But yeah, it's it's our feelings on this are very clear.
Yeah.
But at the same
Racism
time,
blows. Be nice to each other.
yeah, and we will stand up for that. And it's just, but in the meantime, we can just reach out and say that we are allies.
I'll tell you something right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
I stand up for one thing and one thing only: dinner.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, he will sit down and angrily speak about whatever
Angrily
else,
eat my
though.
dinner.
But yeah. So you guys have our love. You have our
Yes, they
support,
do.
and all of that. We just are trying our best here to not bum out the 4 people who are listening.
I know, right?
No, but actually we have noticed our numbers have been jumping in recent times. So we thank you guys very much who have
Keep on jumping, baby.
joined us most recently and all that, or people who've come back.
Multiplication.
So, yeah, we hope you're enjoying the show, and here's a bit more. First thing I want to talk about, probably the biggest movie news of the day as we record this.
Oh my God.
The release of the Bill and Ted Face the Music trailer. It's out. It looks so fun. I heard a lot of shit talk about Keanu in it. He's like, he's not exactly the way he was. Like, I'm like, yeah, he's fucking 30 years
He's
older.
30
Like,
years older. He still sounds just like him. He said something in the preview. I was like, oh, right on.
It was like, if anything, I would be more bummed about poor Bill. I was like, he was way too much like Bill. But like,
He should be.
But think about that. You're a teenager, and then imagine like me and Todd now, and it's like, I knew you as a teenager. You're nothing like you were as a teenager.
I know, right? Like, yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
Todd, you're exactly the same.
It's true. See, you would be the Keanu, and I would be...
There you
You'd
go.
be Ted, I'd be Bill.
There you go. Well, hey, why would you stray away from our highest grossing thing,
I know,
which
exactly.
was high school? We sold meth.
Highest grossing. Yeah, exactly. I was like, what?
You get it.
We were pretty gross.
He was also
We were high on the grossness scale.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I figured we would take just a quick moment and have a listen to the trailer. So let's do
Yeah.
that right now.
I want to see it again.
25 years ago, you played a concert in front of the entire world. 1 month ago, you played in Barstow, California for 40 people, most of whom were there for $2 taco night. Bill and Ted, what have you got to say for yourselves?
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
You were supposed to unite the world and save reality as we know it.
Bill, we've spent our whole life trying to write the song that will unite the world. Why can't we just go to the future when we have written it?
Whoa! And take it from ourselves.
But isn't that stealing?
How is that stealing if we're stealing it from ourselves, dude?
No way!
How'd you like our song?
It's a little on the dark side, but you know, that's cool.
I'm so on board.
Oh my God, it looked so killer.
I was thrilled.
Because all the older ones had them in makeup. Remember about what's his name? Ted was the old his grandmother.
Yeah. Well, and it was the we still have to do both of those movies. We should do those like back to back. Like
We haven't done
leading up
Bill
to
and Ted?
No, we haven't done Bill and Ted.
We
and
didn't do the first one?
I don't think so. I'll have to go back through the list, but I don't think so.
Oh.
We are now at that point, guys. By the way, we're over 100 movies into this, and it will come. Well, I used to be able to answer these questions with such confidence. Like, no, Todd, we haven't done that. But now we're at the point where time has
I feel
passed.
like we did watch it. I remember Ziggy Piggy.
Oh, you know what? You may actually be. You're right. We did, because now I'm actually remembering my research.
My research, see?
Yeah.
There you go, jog the old memory. Okay, so from that preview, they're going to go to the future.
Yes.
I have a feeling it's going to branch out because they didn't, he said it's kind of dark.
Yeah.
So I'll bet you they're going to be finding different versions of themselves with different versions of the song that they'll morph together to be the end song.
Yeah, that's a great theory. I want very much for that to be the theory now that you say it. Speaking of theories, actually, somebody came up with a fairly lame but just kind of like feel-good Marvel theory. The theory is that every Stan Lee character is actually Captain America, all old.
What?
Like, they're like, well, because he goes back in time, and he's like, so he's just constantly checking in on what's going on with everybody else. Of course, it doesn't at all line up with the end of Endgame that way, but hey.
They're going to run into Thanos and rock out with Thanos.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Thanos! And then they start playing his glove.
Yeah. Like Waldorf's key.
I wonder, that just made me wonder now. I'm like, I wonder if I go on one of those like t-shirt design websites like tpublic.com, go check out our store.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nicely done.
No, but if one of them has Thanos with the power glove on.
That would be pretty sweet.
Instead of...
I'm trying to think of other gloves he could be wearing.
Michael Jackson's
glitter glove. There you go. That's the real power glove.
OJ's isotoner.
Power to ensnare the souls of children deep within its glitter.
Yeah, OJ's isotoner, but it's not all the way on because it does not fit, so you must have quit.
You cannot, you must have quit.
Todd was just going to say, you cannot acquit. This is going to be, it does not fit, you cannot acquit.
Cannot acquit.
That's not justice. Little bit of news, drive-ins are opening.
I don't know how many drive-ins are out there.
Well, there's not a ton anymore, but the movie, horror movie The Wretched has gotten a little bit of... I don't know the entire, like, the plot of it or anything. I just saw the posters and stuff. But it's getting some success out of there. It made $1 million off of the drive-ins that are out there.
No way, because it's playing with Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah, here it is.
Which is terrible.
Mm-hmm. Well, for us, I was sitting there going, well, it's something, because it's like...
And the Screen 4 is closed, and one of them is Trolls World Tour in E.T.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Well, I'd take the kids to see that one, but...
I can't do that, man. I can't go through that again, where he's in the creek, and he's dead, and I'm bawling my face off, and I'm like, even though I know he's going to come back later, I'm just like, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it again.
But enough about Trolls World Tour. So people are finding a little bit of success out there. The problem is, though, like you said, nobody's releasing their movies right now. Like, the entire Disney lineup has been completely shifted to Disney Plus. Like, Artemis Fowl is being released on Disney Plus now. All that kind of stuff. That's coming out next month.
I think HBO Max has Adventure Time. The whole thing.
Maybe, I don't know.
What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, because they have Cartoon Network, so that would make sense.
Oh, my God. I have to get HBO Max.
Yeah. I don't even know if we can get it here, to be honest.
Fuck it, eh? HBO Max Canada, where none of it's there.
HBO
Max.
It's
just the whole time. That's it. You're like, wow, thanks, Canada. So wait, when you go, what are the rules now with driving? How are you gonna go to the bathroom? You just hang your ass out the window and
no, you can go into the bathroom, and I think they're like blocking off stalls to keep people like socially distanced. Right. There is our drive-in. It's actually the largest drive-in in Canada, and it's the only one I think that's a 4-screen.
Really? That's right.
Well, in at least in Canada, I don't know how it is in the States.
One, baby.
But they have so many friggin'
stalls.
Urinals and stalls. It's like you think you're in a mirror dimension because it's like the same thing on the opposite side, and you're just like.
And then when I look over around the thing, I'm like, I see me too.
Yeah.
Then we do that hand thing, where we each lift our hands the same way.
Yeah, and it would have been better if he kept his hand on his penis so he could continue to pee in the urinal.
Then we pee on each other.
Mm-hmm. At least they didn't go trough. I've peed in a trough one time in my life, and I will never do it again.
I pooped in a trough. I'll go back.
Yes.
The pee was so high, I just dunked my bum in just to wash it off.
It's the only 5-star Yelp review that trough has. It's from Todd.
Exactly.
Great place to dump out. Lots of dudes watched.
It's like a submarine dump.
Yeah.
It's like a water birth.
Mm-hmm. No, but literally, I went to a Bills game, and that's its own thing. And there was a trough. And,
oh my God.
And you're all standing around and you're making eye contact with dudes, or you're peeing. And there was this poor little dude who's basically like eye to dick height on everybody else. And he's sitting there. And then some dude just randomly says, sort of like as a kid, but then sort of like you feel like he's still serious. He's like, he was wearing like it was a Cincinnati game or whatever. He's like, and he was wearing the Bengals jersey. And he's like, if you were a little older, I'd kick the crap out of you.
Oh my
It was like
lord!
that kind of thing, and that's really
That is horrid.
I know, and that's really in keeping with how people of Buffalo act.
That is
If we're
amazing.
keeping up on the news,
Because I will beat up a guy wearing the jersey of the team that I don't like.
that was definitely one of the cops who pushed that old dude over, or one of the cops
guarantee.
who clapped for them.
Yeah.
Did you see that thing
Yeah,
when they came
yeah.
out of the freaking fuck those guys?
Unbelievable. And now Trump's saying like that guy was a plant.
Yeah.
Trump's like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Do you know what that came from? That came from that OANN. That I don't even know what the OA stands for or whatever. It's a super duper like fringe far right news.
What
thing.
is it?
OANN.
Outrageous asshole.
Yes.
Neanderthal. Is there one more N? Network.
Well, actually, that's not the N word they would use. But
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
well done. High five. That was comic genius. I just made Todd spit Pepsi. What a waste. Next time I'll be less funny so you can swallow.
Spits or swallows.
Hello. But yeah, it was basically said that Trump retweeted their story going, oh, apparently this guy was some kind of like Antifa operative. And he's, and there's all this. Yeah, he was a 75-year-old dude who was just standing there and then got shoved over.
Yeah.
And then, you know what's funny? Because I got into it. I had a little debate with my mom about this because he thought that the one guy was going to go and like continue to beat him and the other guy pulled him off. You can tell the guy who pushed him was startled that he was falling. Because he pushed him and he goes and you see him do this little jump like, oh.
Oh, the guy that pushed him.
And then he went to go get him and another guy grabbed him and just said like, keep going. And I'm like, fuck all of you. And this is the thing.
I would have been like, fuck off, dude. I'm
Yeah.
picking this guy up.
Yeah, and
Like,
this is the thing about like there is a brotherhood in policedom, as it were, but a lot of it is like a forced gang shit kind of thing where it's
well,
like
that's why they said a lot of the places they're dismantling their police department and like starting from scratch.
Minneapolis is doing it, yeah, and
Or whatever they're doing.
But yeah, and basically what happens though is all this stuff happens, and even if you could be so staunchly against what they're doing, you see some cop like who's like your partner beating the crap out of a black guy, and if you arrest him or report him or anything like that, you're the one who's blackballed and you're the one who's
Yes.
out. The union will get you out.
Yep.
Before they'll get the guy who was actually committing a crime out.
Well, yeah, like that dude that stood on Buddy's neck.
Yeah.
He's got 4 prior murders in the exact same way of black people who, well, it doesn't matter whether you did something or not. In the case, it was an innocent black person
Yes.
who was killed. And it was like, and it was like the Pope, so they just move you to a new town.
Yep. That's
And his partners, they're like, yeah, it's cool. We stand on necks all the time, bro. Don't worry about it.
This is Minneapolis, son.
Yeah, like, what
Kirby-
the shit?
Prince, Kirby Puckett, and neck standing. That's what we do.
Yeah.
But it's so bananas. But yeah, Minneapolis, they're basically disbanding. I think there's a lot of, actually, this brings me to something else I wanted to talk about. There's a lot of misunderstanding as to what defunding the police is.
Yeah, this is a thing too. I don't agree with defunding. If
Well,
that's, you tell me what.
But
what's the
what
deal
it
there?
really means is you're basically reallocating money that is federally mandated for the police. They will still receive state funds and
Of course,
city funds and all
right.
that. It's like the police will still exist. But what they do is, generally speaking, they dismantle the police department. Every single cop has to re-interview for their job.
Right.
And they focus on community.
Then look at their record
safety.
and everything
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah, and so you don't have to now go through the unions and fight with them to, like, oh, well, hey, this guy, he's 25 years on the force, so you gotta have him. Doesn't matter how many Latino children he's kicked in the stomach.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's part of it. The other part is
Hopefully
that
this is a real deal and this isn't like
Yeah.
a thing that they're just saying to.
Well, I'll take you to an example of it though in a second. But yeah, so what they do is they then take the money that was for that and they reallocate funds for other things, social programs, social work, stuff like that. So maybe instead of a cop showing up and escalating a situation where like you've got a domestic dispute of some kind, they send a social worker. Like this is obviously a
big
non-violent
ripped
kind of-
social
Yeah.
worker. Because what do? You're going to go in there and like drunk
Yeah.
dude's going to come at ya.
Yeah. Well, no, but here's the thing. Like, I don't think they'll send him into like a violent, like if there's two people screaming at each other.
Yeah,
That
they're
kind of thing.
screaming.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good because you know I didn't know what the
Yeah.
defunded meant, but I definitely wasn't doing like. There's a lot of people that I
Yeah.
know on Facebook who are like they're the conservative ones, and
Yeah.
they're putting out all these things like this is what's going to happen when the police are defunded.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for calling 911. We're glad you called. We're sending our thoughts and prayers immediately. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, there you go.
I recommend anybody who wants to like learn a bit more about it, watch this past week's episode of Last Week Tonight, or you can just find the bit about the defunding the police thing on YouTube, on their YouTube page. It really kind of explains it. But a good example, Camden, New Jersey, in I think they said 2002 did this. And their crime rate has gone down. Violent crimes have gone down 47% since then. That
since
is
what? Doing what they're doing now?
Since like essentially like again reallocating funds, making everybody like reapply for their jobs and stuff like that. There was a bunch of stats, and every stat was a drastic drop.
And there really seems to be a lack of knowledge or care of mental illnesses in the police as well, because you're always hearing about these poor people that are they're just not. Like, just because they can't do exactly, what you're saying or whatever, they don't have a gun or anything, and then they're still like, do this, and they're just like, they can't, you know what I mean, whatever's going on, and then
and you would think, and like, because everybody thought this was going to be fixed with body cams, and like, don't give a shit. Put me on YouTube. I don't give a fuck. Actually, the most likes I've ever gotten on Twitter was this week. I forgot to tell you about this. The most likes I've ever gotten on Twitter was somebody tweeted a picture of, it was a friggin' chief of police had a thing saying in honor of the police who've been injured during all this, whatever, we're wearing black armbands and we're putting a little black band over our badge. It's covering their badge number.
Yeah.
And so I literally just wrote, do the armband, that's fine. Uncover your badge. You have to be able to show your number. And like literally thousands of likes like pouring out on this thing.
It's true. What the hell is that, right?
And it's just like I don't know, it's the simplest things, but they're going so far out of the way. And then there's like groups, you can clearly tell there was this one group, it was all these dudes, big, fat, like white supremacy looking dudes, and they're all sitting there with riot gear on and stuff, but none of them had badges or anything like that. It turned out they're like friggin' like private secure, like they're like mercenaries who were hired. And like, I don't want to get, I didn't want to get down this rabbit hole.
I want to ask a question though.
Mm-hmm.
What is going to happen to the police officers that are deemed unfit for service now? You're going to have a whole sect of white, pissed off, tons of guns people who used to be in the police office that now have a fucking hard-on for probably not only the other races and things that are in their neighborhood, but the police now. I wonder if there should be charges on a lot of these people.
Oh, absolutely.
There should be charges brought. There should be... It should be, like that. I hope it's not just like, well, you killed a bunch of people. We know you did, but you just go.
So, sorry, you did it with the badge on, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. I don't have... I don't know the
It was
solutions.
kind of just a question, not to you. It was just a question in general.
Yeah, no,
like,
for sure.
hopefully they are preparing for that kind of thing.
I just wanted to be able to say something that would make us both feel better, and I don't have it. But then the last bit of the whole defund the police thing.
Pizza's on the way.
Yeah, woohoo! I'll take it. But the Woody Harrelson decided to talk about defunding the police, and basically his thing, he came out looking like if Matthew McConaughey was on Duck Dynasty. He had this weird beard, and he's all like half sunburned.
For a movie.
But he was like, he had like half sunburn and half like whatever, and he looked like crazy eyed, and he's sitting there, and he basically said, like,
pot farm.
Paraphrase, maybe. Yeah, he was like, I can't find Willie anywhere. He's lost in the bush. But he basically said, like paraphrasing, well, if you defund the police, then me and all my buddies are just gonna have to commit a bunch of murders.
Woody Harrelson said that?
So, and then all the super duper alt-right people all started jumping on that, going, yeah, we're gonna do it. So, like, basically now it's like,
wait, what about...
They're threatening a new civil war based on...
Yeah, that was already coming anyways.
Based on, hey, we're trying to keep the community safe. And then they're
trying to do what? Not on my watch.
Mm-hmm. I'll make it more dangerous if you try to make it safe.
I'll make it safer than ever with all my guns.
Fuck.
What about Tucker Carlson? How is this guy even on the news still? Fox News is abso-fucking-lutely hilarious.
I know, and you know what?
He's like, "Oh, you celebrities, you're giving money to Black Lives Matter. You're funding terrorism."
I know.
I'm like, you're fucked, buddy.
Oh, and then he's like, he said basically, black people are coming for you, and like all this other
like,
stuff.
What in God's name?
He is. I cannot remember the company now of which he's the rich kid from, but he's a rich kid who's like dad's some big super rich dude, and he reminds me of every time anything happens from like a civil rights standpoint, one of these dudes pops out where they're like, I'm gonna lose all my shit because somebody else wants something that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It's like gay people are gonna get married. Well, that means my marriage won't. Like, I'll have to get divorced because my marriage doesn't work. That's nothing to do with like this dude in Maine wants to get married and you live in fucking like Las Cruces and you think like, ugh.
That's gonna ruin your life.
Fuck off.
It just might.
Not that I think anybody
It just might ruin his life.
I probably named the worst place. I don't think anybody in Las Cruces would give a fuck.
I'm married to you. You're a woman. There's two dudes married. What does anything even mean now?
Yeah. I just want to remind you,
Like,
just the sheer concept of playing swords with another dude. I know that's not what gay people are doing with each other.
Yes, it
but
is.
I'm sure from time to time just to like fuck around.
Fucking totally
But but like just like that concept alone makes me want to give it a shot. Like not like gay is a choice kind of thing, but just a little man on man.
I go to bed every night wishing I was gay.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, please make me a raging homo so I don't have to deal with women anymore. Yeah. He's not listening. I like to do though, I'm not gay, but what I like to do is I like to put my pee hole next to another dude's pee hole and we pee. It's like a lightsaber battle or like a battle where they're like good versus evil. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's pushing one way, the other way. Like, ugh.
I do that. What I do is I drink a lot of red Gatorade, and then I get another guy to drink a lot of green Gatorade, and then I pee at him. And like again, this is what we just do at the trough. This isn't. This has got nothing. This has nothing to do with sexual orientation. This is just I like to relive the Voldemort and Harry Potter. Like wands joining scene. It's, and I'm grabbing
wands
with two hands.
Joining.
But
they take the poo-poo and they put the poo-poo in their mouth.
That was the first time I ever saw that video. Was the craziest thing. I'm like, but the thing is, I like when I first the first time like gay people entered my consciousness. Actually, we were talking to my daughter today because my wife is going to be doing a Pride run soon. It's like a virtual race series, but it's like race with a bunch of people just kind of on your own.
Run with a virtual
you just go run on your own
right.
type thing, right? So you know, keep your distance and stuff like that. But like we had to explain to Abby kind of what that was for, and it's just you see in her face, just like yeah. Right. So two women love each other, two men, great. Like, and I'm like,
right on.
And I'm like, thank God. And I'm like, and that's
because
the
kids
thing.
are smarter than us.
Kids are smarter than us, but that's everybody's base level. It's not until everybody else starts coming in, and like putting like random shit. Like I'll never forget the first time I ever yelled at somebody for doing or saying something racist, homophobic, whatever. My grandfather. I was watching the Tyson Holyfield fight with him, and Tyson bit his ear, and my grandfather said like typical N-word. I'm like, what do you mean?
They're always biting ears.
I'm like, and I just literally I shot him down. He died shortly after too, so that's neither here nor there.
10 minutes.
But yeah, it was.
He's like, what are you telling me? My whole belief system's been crushed.
It was tight.
And then he had
no, but no, he. I'm 90% sure I didn't kill him, but but like that was the first time, and I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, this is how this is. And I was sitting there. I even talked to my mom today, and she was just like, she's like, you gotta like understand. She's like nobody was like none of like me, my brother, sister, or friends or anything like that were racist. She's like, but like at our school and stuff, there were no black kids or Asian kids or anything like that. And I'm like, yeah, but Mom, they were somewhere. And she's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, Niagara Falls was the end of the Underground Railroad. What did you think they did? Disappear?
Yeah, they just showed up and went back.
I was like, exactly.
It's like taking a road trip. Well, we saw it. Let's go back.
You ding the bell, and then you go back and you high-five the bounty hunter who's been chasing you since Texas.
Well, you made it. I can't do anything on this side, and now my bounty's done, so I'll ride back with you. Is that cool?
Yeah, let's go.
Right. Have some crackers.
That's how Django Unchained 2 starts.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I was sitting there, and she's like, well, where were they? And I'm like, they had to go find themselves some other place where, because I mean,
just because
there
they
were
weren't
still
standing
racist
next
Canadians.
to you doesn't mean that they weren't somewhere.
Yeah, and I mean, she was just literally just asking. She's like, I don't know where they were. She's like, I went to school and they weren't there. And I was like, and that's basically all you can do is like, that's your purview, and it's really cool.
Yes.
And you go to my school, very like my daughter's school, very multicultural and all that. It's now it is.
Yeah, which is good. These kids must just be looking at their parents like, what the hell? Like parents fighting at hockey games. I always wanted to do a skit of that poo-poo. Like where I'm put into the crowd that the dude's speaking to. And I'm just like, what? Like and they put the poo-poo in their mouth and I'm like, whoa, what?
You know what? I'll do a different version where I'll be the guy. You put the poo-poo in your... and then somebody's like, weren't you talking about... No, forget about it. Leave me. Get out of here. Yes. But yeah, so anyways, I didn't want to dive too far down that rabbit hole, but I mean...
We didn't have anything to talk about anyways. There was no movie news.
No, that's fair enough. I do want to mention something, though. It is graduation time.
Oh, yes, it is.
So we just wanted to... let you know that, during our time, our last 25 years as podcasters, we have multiple times been invited for commencement addresses and whatnot. So we thought we would go back in time a little bit with a miscast commentary archives. Welcome to the Miscast Commentary Archives. So anyways, here is mine first. This is from 2011, and let's just get into it. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for my honorary subdoctorate that you have given me, and thank you for inviting me to this wonderful megachurch. I am so thrilled to be here with all of you young televangelists who have graduated from the Joel Osteen College of Televangelism. And I say this, you are indeed the Spotify premium of Jesus. Because you can go get Jesus for free down the hall, but it's not going to be presented the way that you present Jesus. Your way of Jesus costs cash. And cash to people who can't afford it.
Praise Jesus.
Thanks, Joel. And when you go out there into that world, you just remember, don't embezzle from the same place that one of your classmates is embezzling from. It's just dirty pool. It is against our honor code here. Speaking of our honor code, show of hands, has everybody properly harassed another fellow student? Yeah, good. Whoa. That guy didn't. Go get him. He's out. I'll wait. All right. Everybody else did? Okay, good. Now, you know what it takes. You know who to take advantage of. You know what good priests, pastors, and what that you need to undercut to get your money. And you know where the finest real estate is. Get those dinkies wet. Get out there. Praise the Lord.
Praise Jesus.
Thanks, Joel. Okay, so that was me. Let's get to Todd. Todd, where was yours at?
Mine was actually at a Denver Alcoholics Anonymous commencement.
Nice. Yeah. I didn't know they did commencements.
Absolutely. Once you pass.
Oh, very good. All right, let's hear it.
Yeah, it's me. I'm really proud of all you've accomplished in this time program. You believed in you. No, not you. Yeah, you. Unibrow. Thank you, Joel. There is a time when everybody's gotta just gotta hang it out. You know, you just gotta hang it out, that liver. Just hang it out. Yeah, I know. Some people have had a couple of blips. A couple of blips here and there, but we all made it through. You notice I wasn't there. I'm just here to talk about what you've done. You, Frank, don't nearly beat your wife as much. That's sobriety. That's the sobriety talking. Now, you noticed that you passed, there is a buffet of alcohol back there for you. Good job, everybody. Good. What are you fucking still doing here? Get out of here! I'm so proud of you. I don't know any of you. Get away from me! Get your goddamn hands off of me! Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, God, I gotta say that was probably your most successful one.
I think so too, yeah.
Like least violent?
It went really well, actually.
I'm really proud of you, man. That was really good. My only ding would be naming names in Alcoholics Anonymous.
I know,
but
exactly.
But aside from that, you did wonderful.
Got a paycheck.
Mm-hmm. So, we've been doing this for years. Let's do one more week. And then a bunch of weeks after that, but we're only worried about...
Wait, what? Is that
this is it. I'm shutting it down. No, so next week...
We blow our brains out on the air.
Yeah, we are doing... Well, we might, because we are doing a Canon Films classic. A Dolph Lundgren classic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Todd has this weird DVD he brought me and left it here. It's called Cold Fire. I should have watched it.
I know, what the fuck?
I don't know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I only realized like a couple days ago. But
it stars me. You didn't even look at the cover.
Oh, yeah, no. So sorry. I play a dinosaur.
Yeah.
But anyways.
With a gun. Dinosaur with a gun.
Isn't that Theodore Rex?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Anyways, but yeah, we are taking on the original He-Man movie, Masters of the Universe. Let us take a listen to the trailer.
At the far end of the universe, there is a planet ruled by a being of utter evil. And there is only one man who dares challenge him. They are locked in a battle to the death. A battle that will take them across the heavens.
Stop him!
A battle that will finally be fought.
I want them hunted down and brought to me!
Across the face.
Police! Nobody move!
Of Earth.
I think I'm gonna need some backup.
Can you show us the way?
Of course. No.
Somebody help me!
From a distant galaxy, they have come to Earth. Dolph Lundgren as He-Man, Frank Langella as Skeletor. Only they have the powers to be Masters of the Universe. Live the adventure.
Oh my God.
Is watching a movie living the adventure? That sounds more like when if they had Masters of the Universe ride at like Universal or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I would also like to point out this might be the whitest thing that Courtney Cox has ever done in her career. But
she looks great in it.
She does look pretty fantastic.
I like how they make like the teacher dude like look like the main star.
Yeah, pretty much.
The bald guy there.
And it's not the only movie he's done that has James Tolkien. It's not the only movie he does that features a friggin' hoverboard in it.
Yeah, true.
Right? But yeah.
And him shooting.
Yeah, but if you love the swordplay of He-Man, only wish he had lasers instead of swords, then this is the one to tune in for. The trailer itself does show him using a sword. I'm pretty sure it's the only sword fight in the entire movie.
I think so too, yeah.
But it's a blast to watch. We really enjoyed ourselves.
It's a great movie.
So make sure to tune in next week for that one. That's it for us this week, guys. I don't have a ton for you.
I got nothing.
I would like very much for you to check out the website, miscastcommentary.com. You thought I was going to say a different website, didn't you?
No.
No? Okay. Good. I was talking to this guy. I was talking to you out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you throw me under the bus. I am... check out miscastcommentary.com. Email us, podcast@miscastcommentary.com. Questions, comments about any movies we made. God damn it, requests. We've taken requests before.
We sure have.
Also at Miscast Podcast on Twitter, Instagram at Miscast Commentary. I'm also at JK Finley on Twitter for what it's worth. You know, throw me a follow. I don't care. I don't even care.
He does. He's lying.
Don't worry about it.
Kills him.
Doesn't matter to me. I don't give a fuck.
Don't care about nothing.
Yeah. If you do want to hear more of me beyond Binge Watchers on the Wall on Sunday, Dueling Decades on Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts, I am there with the hosts Man Crush and Mark James and Michael goddamn Winslow.
Awesome.
I just realized I was the only non-M. But that's
I know, right? What the
that's
shit?
fine. See, I always feel teamed up against. I always feel teamed
would
up
too.
against like that, but that's okay. They're good guys, and it was a lot of fun. So until next week, guys, Masters of the Universe. We'll see you then.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.